We're finally back. More WCW, and boy, what a show we chose to come back with. Well, to be fair, Austin chose this one.
I just wanted to get it over with. I knew it was gonna be bad. Okay. Like,
So, is this like the worst pay-per-view that we're gonna have to watch from this year?
that I know of.
Oh no, the horrors of what
I
we don't know.
see. See, here's the thing. This pay-per-view is infamous. There could be an even worse pay-per-view out there.
Well, we'll get into why this pay-per-view is infamous, but fucking yeah, this we just got done watching WCW Bash at the Beach from 2000, the final ever Bash at the Beach. Fucking, and now I see why. Fucking, there was barely a fucking beach theme to this. There was like not really. The only kind of summer feeling they had to is like the commentators were wearing like floral shirts, and like there's a couple like bikini girls, but that was about it. Like there was really nothing else that was like summer-ish. Like they didn't go all out on the stage like they used to or anything like that. You could tell they were fucking losing money because they just did not have money for like special sets. They had money for pyro, but not special
I
sets.
remember when they had Bash the Beach in the actual beach.
Yeah. But so I guess we'll start from bottom to top. We'll work our way up to the fucking controversy on this show. Um so the show started off with, for some reason, it was a singles match of Misfits in Action's Lieutenant Loco versus the Filthy Animals Juventud Guerrera. I don't know why. I don't know what this match was for. It was really fucking stupid. And
From the Cruiserweight Championship.
yeah, and during the fucking entrance, like fucking Conan was like doing a promo. It was like some hip hop type shit, and fucking Disco Inferno was saying shit like, yeah, word to your mother, and shit like that. The most cringy, like, hip hop shit.
You know,
And,
I notice this every time we see Conan.
hmm,
Every time he has Tigress touch him, and then he goes, "That's enough," and it makes me want to kill myself.
is that what you said when we got to the controversy, Austin? Did you say, that's enough?
Shut up, bro.
So,
I had enough about like fucking a quarter of the way through this show. All right.
this show was nothing but just like specimen after specimen after specimen, just weird fucking match and backstage segment after weird fucking match and backstage segment. Like we couldn't just get a second to process anything. It was like we went through one curse thing, and before we could even process it, oh my god, here comes another specimen, and we had no fucking clue what was going on. It was like just non-stop insanity. Like, but the first match, for what it was a pretty decent match. The one stupid part was when fucking the Filthy Animals came back out and they were all wearing like masks. Apparently, I guess the two teams weren't allowed to be at ringside for some reason. And so the Filthy Animals came out wearing masks, but then they just got kicked out anyway. And then the Misfits in Action did the same thing. They put masks on. One of them had a fucking, wasn't it, you said it was like a John Kennedy mask or something that they had on? Or no, it was
It
Bill
was
Clinton.
it was Bill
Yeah,
Clinton.
Bill Clinton. I think it was what a fucking General Rection was wearing. And so fucking like the way the match ended was fucking Major Guns fucking distracted Juventud Guerrera because she like ripped her top off, and then I keep wanting to call him Chavo, but fucking Lieutenant Loco took advantage, and he kept trying to hit the tornado DDT, but Juventud kept reversing it, and I shit you not, they both hit the same fucking move on each other, and they both kicked out of it. And then Lieutenant Loco hit a fucking tornado DDT 1, 2, 3, and that was fucking it for that match. Fucking way to start off this fucking show. And then the second fucking match, oh god, I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh yeah, for some reason, they had this show start off with fucking Ernest the Cat Miller getting out of a limo, and then he got fucking jumped by the Young Dragons, and they kept playing this really racist, like, stereotypical, like, kung fu Japanese music every
And it
time they were on
started with a
screen.
gong every time.
Every time they were on screen. And I don't know what
You
it
know,
was about, either.
I'm not. They could have just played this. Give me a second. Let me look it up.
God, I can only imagine what you're looking up.
They could have just played this, bro.
Bunch of other freaking Hong Kong, Hong Kong, one time Hong Kong, one time, let me long time, feed my long song, go back to Hong Kong, send you back to Hong Kong, let me, mother, let me long time, sucky, fucky, one time Hong Kong.
They could have just played that, bro.
The funniest part is one of the fucking Young Dragons is fucking Jamie San, who's not even fucking Asian. So, but yeah, I don't know why they kept attacking fucking Ernest the Cat Miller. I don't know why, but they attacked him multiple times on the show, and they kept getting their ass kicked. And then the second match the fucking Vito match.
Yes.
So this so Vito, apparently he was defending the hardcore title, and apparently he was supposed to defend against fucking Terry Funk, but for some reason Terry Funk wasn't there. So he laid out an open challenge, and then fucking Norman Smiley and Ralphus come out. I'm sorry, the screaming Norman Smiley. That's what it said on his fucking nameplate. And fucking they came out, and Vito was just like, "Oh, you guys want to challenge for my title? I'm a fighting champion. I'll take on any challengers. I don't Big Vito don't sweat nobody." And he was like, "Let's make this a handicap match for the hardcore title." So it turns into a handicap match of Norman Smiley and Ralphus versus Vito for the hardcore title. And they just get their fucking ass kicked by Vito. And they end up like going backstage, and they're like brawling all over the place. And fucking Ralphus is like hitting Vito with the trash can over and over again.
You know, one of these days, Devon, I want to do a Fire Pro tournament where it's just WCW specimens at this point.
Oh my god.
Like, imagine fucking, like, Norman Smiley versus fucking, I don't know. Norman Smiley versus just fucking goddamn Jamie San. Or fucking Ralphus versus goddamn Michael Buffer or some shit.
So, do you consider Michael Buffer a WCW specimen now?
He's just gotta be lumped in there at this point.
Fucking, so, another specimen, Mark Madden, who was saying a lot of shit on this show, as per usual, he runs his mouth. So in the first match, I forget to say, he fucking, when the Filthy Animals took their masks off, Mark Madden was like, he was like, "Oh my god, that guy's dressed up like Rey Mysterio Jr." And Austin was like, "Shut the fuck up, you fat gluttonous piece of shit." And then, when it came to this match, Austin got pissed because fucking Ralphus was sitting there trying to hit Vito with the trash can lid, and fucking Mark Madden made this comment, and he was like, well, I mean, Vito did want a handicap match, and Austin got so fucking pissed when he said that.
Because you can't do that, man. Why? Like, come on. You just don't do that.
This was far from the only time Austin got pissed at Mark Madden. Austin ended up getting pissed at the whole commentary team, but we'll get there when we get there. So, fucking Vito like throws Norman Smiley into an elevator, and then he takes Ralphus back into the arena. He starts beating the shit out of Ralphus. And fucking he hits him in the fucking dick with a sledgehammer, and then he sets up this busted ass fucking table and leans Ralphus on it, and he does this fucking crossbody through the table, 1, 2, 3, and Vito retains, and then Norman Smiley tries to save him, but it doesn't work, and he fucking just walks away. It was so stupid, and me and Austin were just like baffled at how fucking just stupid the match was.
Can
And
I please ask why Ralphus is on so many of these shows?
I don't know,
In the
man.
hardcore division, no less. Like,
I mean, they had to find a replacement for Terry Funk.
bro, Ralphus faced Terry Funk.
So did Norman Smiley.
Like, what the fuck?
I don't fucking know, bro. I don't fucking know. So, it was like we couldn't get a fucking break on this show, because right when we were fucking trying to gather ourselves after that, of course, up next had to be the fucking wedding gown match, which this
Oh, yeah.
might have been the stupidest shit on the show. But so it was a wedding gown match, which if you don't know what a wedding gown match is, basically the way you win is whoever rips the other wrestler's dress off is the winner. If you
It's
get your
basically
dress
a
ripped
bra and
off,
panties match.
yeah,
It's basically that.
or well, I'm pretty sure Impact reused this and renamed it to the fucking evening gown match. But fucking so it was Daphne versus Mrs. Hancock with David Flair, and the whole story of this match was apparently David Flair cheated on Daphne with Miss Hancock. So it was like this fucking love triangle that David Flair is in. It's like every time we see David Flair, he's just in the wackiest storylines. Like, he's in a fucking love triangle with these two, and then the other time we see him, he had a fucking wedding where he, like, found out the, like Stacy, Miss Hancock didn't want to marry him, and then another fucking show, he's fucking going and fucking wreaking havoc at a Chuck E. Cheese trying to find the man who impregnated his fucking fiance, and
And then
then
another show, he's just fucking dancing.
like,
He's fucking getting jiggy with it and shit.
I just,
I don't.
I don't get it, man. But so when they come out, fucking Miss Hancock and David Flair like making out, and Mark Madden and Austin start simping in stereo, and fucking
Hey. Don't fucking put me beside that fucking Kool-Aid man. Like, I'm not, nah.
it's funny you say that because you're beside him in the thumbnail.
Fucking cunts, dude. I didn't even fucking realize. Fuck Mark Madden, dude. Fuck him.
Oh,
Fuck him.
no. Oh,
Like, he's
God.
actually a piece of shit, bro.
Oh God. So while they're making out, fucking Daphne comes out, and then she fucking low blows David Flair, and then they start her and Miss Hancock start cat fighting. And you know, at first you're thinking, oh, it's just gonna be one of those like terrible like divas matches. But then it starts getting fucking stupid. So David Flair gets himself involved to try to screw Daphne over. So keep in mind, if you've seen our Impact Christmas review, there's a referee in that review, the bald referee with the jorts. He was the referee in this match, we found out. And so what happened was fucking Daphne was like beating up fucking David Flair, and Miss Hancock was like beating up the referee because the referee and David Flair kept trying to separate them. And so I shit you not, they slap both David Flair and the referee, and then they pants both of them. So the fucking so fucking the referee and David Flair are both fucking running around in their tighty whities.
And keep in mind that the referee has his tidy whities over his shirt. Keep in mind.
Yep. And so that it doesn't stop there. So then David Flair is sitting here, like, at least the referee was trying to cover himself up, but David Flair just, he didn't care. He was fucking running around the ring in his tighty whities, getting his ass beat, and then fucking next thing we know, fucking Crowbar comes out and starts beating up David Flair, and then the next thing we know, fucking Crowbar takes his pants off, and he's in his fucking boxers, and he starts choking David Flair with his fucking jeans. Like, so we were so lost. And then it got even stupider because then fucking Miss Hancock took her clothes off, and she cost herself the match.
Yeah.
Everybody, like, the only person that had fucking pants on in this match was Daphne. Everybody else took their fucking.
Which
So then
she could have took her pants off too, and I wouldn't have minded.
So then, for some reason, there was like a wedding cake on the outside. So it fucking goes to the outside, and we fucking get David Flair, Crowbar, Daphne, fucking Miss Hancock, and the referee all fucking slamming each other into fucking cake, all in their fucking underwear. like literally fucking Crowbar and David Flair are sitting there like smashing cake on each other in their fucking boxers and tighty whities, and then the referee's trying to like break everything up, and he's getting cake put on him, and then fucking Miss Hancock and Daphne are like throwing each other into the cake. It was a fucking disaster. It was a disaster. And Daphne won the match because Stacy took her own dress off. I don't know why. She really
I wasn't complaining.
She cost
I
herself
wasn't complaining though. She still got David Flair, and we got to see her without pants.
So then fucking David Flair and fucking Miss Hancock go up the ramp and they leave, and then we see fucking Crowbar try to console Daphne or whatever, but she doesn't want anything to do with them. And then that was pretty much that. And we were just sitting there like, what the fuck just happened?
Oh, and after that match, they took like a great amount of time trying to clean the fucking mats from the cake, and they just decided to say, "Oh, fuck it, we're just taking the mats off."
Yeah, they just gave up. They gave up on it. They were trying so hard to clean it up, but they couldn't. They couldn't get it. And then was the fucking tag team match next, or the fucking Vampiro match?
Tag team.
Okay, so then we had somewhat of a normal match next, but alas, it's not exactly normal when the two teams in this match are fucking Sean Stasiak and Chuck Palumbo taking on Chronic. It's not exactly normal either. So it was kind of a boring tag team match. It was kind of long too, and fucking Chronic ended up winning, so now Chronic is the fucking tag team champions. There's not much to say about it. It's just kind of a boring match. It was probably the most boring thing on this show, amazingly enough. And
Are you sure? Because the next match is pretty boring too.
wait, what was the next match?
Positively Canyon versus Booker T.
Yes, I forgot about that. So, you want to tell people what Positively Canyon is, for those who don't know?
So, if you guys remember in our, I think, I think it was, actually, I don't know if it was Slam. It might have been, yeah, it was Slamboree. Our Slamboree review, Canyon turned on DDP.
Mm-hmm.
So now he just thinks he's DDP. And now, and now he's Positively Canyon.
Yep.
And he uses DDP's moves and his music, his dubbed music too. You gotta make sure he uses dubbed music.
Mm-hmm.
And wears his clothes too, and the wig, everything.
Yep, and instead of the diamond cutter, he does the canyon cutter.
Yeah, it's completely different.
So, I don't know why on earth he was facing Booker T. I don't know what the point of this match was, but fucking I don't.
It's one of those great mysteries, just like the mystery of why Mark Madden's such a piece of shit.
Well,
So
at the same time, there's like this backstage stuff going on, because you could tell something was wrong, because fucking Jeff Jarrett, who's the world champion, was getting pissed off at Ernest the Cat Miller because he's like, where the fuck is Hulk Hogan at? Why is Hulk Hogan not here? Where the fuck is Hogan? And he was like, if Hogan doesn't show up soon, I'm gonna start fucking causing havoc. So, I shit you not, Booker T is about to do like a top rope move, and just for no reason, Jeff Jarrett comes out and fucking hits Booker T in the head with the guitar, which allows Canyon to get the fucking win. So, Positively Canyon has a fucking pay-per-view win.
and Mark Madden was marking out because he's a fucking mark, because he's a
Yeah.
piece of fucking shit.
Yeah, he was like, after Booker T got hit with the guitar, he did the Canyon Cutter, and Mark Mann was like, Canyon Cutter! Canyon Cutter! Canyon Cutter! He got so fucking hyped.
And then when the fucking 3 count was done, he was like, yeah, yeah. Like he just fucking kept going. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
I'm trying to remember which match was next. It's either one or two matches. Was it the Scott Steiner match?
It was, yes.
So, once again, another what the fuck match. For some reason, Scott Steiner, who was the WCW United States Champion, took on Mike Awesome, but not the fucking that 70s guy that you're used to us talking about. This was before he was that 70s guy. This is when he was still the fat chick Thriller, apparently. That was his gimmick before he was that 70s guy. And his whole gimmick is just that he loves fat chicks. That's the whole gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know why this match happened. It was for the title. And fucking Scott Steiner just did not give a shit. They brawled into the crowd, hit each other with garbage cans and chairs and shit. And I guess for some reason, like, Scott Steiner wasn't allowed to do the Steiner recliner, because fucking Ernest the Cat Miller came out with a microphone, and every time Scott Steiner would go for the Steiner recliner, he'd be like, no you don't, no you don't. And it got to a point where fucking, like, he got up on the apron, I shit you not, Scott Steiner hit him so hard that Ernest the Cat Miller's shoes flew off. And then we got to see barefoot Ernest the Cat Miller. and then he got in the ring to try to fucking stop Scott Steiner, and he accidentally kicked Mike Awesome. And then fucking Scott Steiner hit him with a nasty fucking belly to belly. And then, so, Scott Steiner is like about to put Mike Awesome in the Steiner recliner, and then fucking Ernest the Cat Miller grabs the microphone. He's like, no you don't, no you don't, let him go right now. If you put the Steiner recliner in, I'm gonna strip you of the WCW United States Championship. Don't think I'm joking around. And then Scott Steiner legit fucking flipped him off. and put him in the fucking Steiner recliner anyway. And fucking Ernest the Cat Miller was like, "All right, I warned you. Scott Steiner is officially stripped of the U.S. title." So he like snatches the U.S. title off Scott Steiner's valet. And he starts walking up the ramp, and then fucking Scott Steiner gets out the ring and he hauls ass up the stage and he fucking knocks Ernest the Cat Miller the fuck down. Just for no reason. And then he gets back in the ring, and then he just puts Mike Awesome in the Steiner recliner again. And he just keeps beating up fucking Mike Awesome. And then he just doesn't care. And then his fucking Scott Steiner just says like "fuck you" to the fans and flips them off too.
Yeah.
Like he won the match, but he was stripped of the title. But Scott Steiner didn't give a shit about the title. He was just happy that he won. And before we can even breathe, probably the weirdest part of the show happened. Because fucking next, apparently, this wasn't even on the card that Austin read me. This was not on the fucking card. Because out of nowhere, we just hear, "Oh, now it's time for the graveyard match." And we're like, graveyard match? Excuse me? What? Yes, there was a graveyard match on this show. So we see fucking the Kiss Demon going to a fucking graveyard with Charles Robinson and his apparently girlfriend named Asia. Yes, I said that, Asia, and I looked it up, Austin. Apparently it's spelled Asya, is how they spelled it in WCW. So, not only did they have that racist music, but they had somebody named Asia. So they go to
Should I play it again?
Oh, God. If you don't know who Asia is, she's in the thumbnail, right next to the Kiss Demon. That's what she looks like. And if you're curious, she is the Kiss Demon's real-life wife. So, yeah. Make of that what you will.
Again.
One time,
Oh my
let me
fucking
long
God.
time. Go back to Hong Kong. I'll send you back to Hong Kong for a one.
Just putting that out there.
So, he goes to this graveyard, and he's apparently looking for Vampiro for some reason. And so he finds this casket, and he opens it, but there's no one in there. And then fucking Vampiro just attacks him by jumping out of a fucking tree. And they start brawling, and the Kiss Demon just keeps getting his ass whooped by Vampiro. And he, like, throws him into this fucking open grave. And then Vampiro, like, takes Asia and, like, walks away. And then the Kiss Demon has to, like, go after him. So then, like, he finds Asia, like, sitting by this lake looking like she's terrified. And he's, like, trying to console her. And that shit you not, fucking Vampiro jumps out of the water like fucking Boy Jason and fucking pulls the Kiss Demon into the fucking lake. And they start brawling. And I shit you not, fucking Vampiro keeps trying to drown the Kiss Demon in the water. And then he fucking... Vampiro gets out of the water, and he takes Asia again and walks away again. And then fucking we see Charles Robinson in the water, and he's like swimming next to the Kiss Demon. He's trying to help the Kiss Demon out. Because for some, I don't know why, but the Kiss Demon and Charles Robinson are like friends for some reason. And
I don't know, man.
so he's like trying to help him get out of the fucking lake, and the Kiss Demon couldn't fucking climb the rocks because he kept slipping back into the water. It looks so awkward. And then he finally got out, and then he fucking had to chase down Vampiro again. So he found Asia again, and then fucking Vampiro attacked him from behind, and Vampiro started saying some weird shit. He was like, I warned you not to go against me. And he was like, it's time to decide. Do you want to live or do you want to die? and we were like, what the fuck? And like Vampiro had like this fucking torch, and fucking he was like, I'm giving you one last chance. Do you want to join me? And fucking the Kiss Demon was like, never. So then he starts beating the shit out of the Kiss Demon, and he puts him in the casket, and then he fucking flips the casket into the open grave and throws the fucking torch on the casket. And Vampiro just fucking walks away. And then we're thinking that's it, right? So then, before we get to what happened next with that, so we're sitting there having just watched this fucking graveyard match, which, in my opinion, they should have did it at fucking Halloween Havoc. At least it would have made sense. But so we're sitting there just so lost and confused and fucking taken back, and everything we've seen on this show so far, everything we've explained to you on this show so fucking far, and then we realize, oh dear God, it's time for the controversy. The reason why this show is fucking infamous, as if it wasn't already bad enough. It was time to get to the fucking controversy. So, so we see Hulk Hogan finally shows up, and then we find out the world title match is next. So fucking Jeff Jarrett's music hits. Well, actually, first they have Michael Buffer, and he announced that it's for the World Heavyweight Championship, and does the whole "Let's get ready to rumble" and everything. And so Jeff Jarrett's music hits, and for like a solid 5 minutes he does not come out. And then all of a sudden Vince Russo comes out, and the commentators are just like, why is Vince Russo here? And then Jeff Jarrett came out like behind him, and Vince Russo just like, he had this look on his face of like he just wanted to die. Like he just did not want to be there. He had this face like he was so fucking fed up. Oh, says Austin had a network error. Alright then. And there goes Austin. Alright, Austin's back. His fucking internet went out. So I was saying, like Vince Russo had this look on his face that he was just so fucking fed up with shit. And fucking, it looked like he knew that he was about to piss off all the fucking fans in attendance, because the fans were fucking, everybody was wanting to see Hogan. They were chanting for Hogan. They were waiting the whole show to see Hulk Hogan, right? And so Jeff Jarrett comes out, and then fucking Hulk Hogan's music hits. He comes out to the NWO theme, and it was Hollywood Hogan. And keep in mind, this was Hulk Hogan's final match ever in WCW. So Hulk Hogan comes out, does the whole Hulk Hogan entrance, right? So then fucking the match starts, and Jeff Jarrett's like on the outside, and Hulk Hogan's like, you know, get in the ring, you pussy, and whatever, and starts talking about how he like grabs a microphone and starts talking about how he wants to beat Jeff Jarrett's ass. And then fucking the crowd is like super behind Hogan, and Hogan's like super over, and the fans were fucking loving Hulk Hogan. Then fucking Jeff Jarrett gets in the ring. This is where the controversy starts. Fucking Jeff Jarrett gets in the ring. The bell rings. It looks like he's about to attack Hulk Hogan. And then Jeff Jarrett lays down, and Hulk Hogan has this look on his face of, what the fuck is happening? And then Vince Russo like goes to the ring apron, and he's like showing the title to Hogan, and then Hogan gets this look on his face. He gets fucking pissed. Hogan got fucking pissed. And
Yep.
Hogan was like asking for a microphone, and they weren't fucking giving him one. And fucking Like, nobody knew what was going on. The commentators didn't know what was going on. The fans didn't know what was going on. Everyone was confused. So, fucking Hulk Hogan gets a microphone, and this is where the famous clip comes from, where Hulk Hogan says, "This is why this company is in the damn shape that it is, because of bullshit like this." And so Hulk Hogan puts his foot on Jeff Jarrett. 1, 2, 3. Hulk Hogan is the new WCW World Champion, and fucking Vince Russo gives him the title and fucking walks away looking all pissed off. And Hulk Hogan looked fucking pissed. And they announce Hulk Hogan as the new champ, and Hulk Hogan just gets out of the ring and leaves. You could tell he was fucking pissed. And Jeff Jarrett looked like he was fucking embarrassed. He looked like he wanted to fucking go home. Like, everything about this was so fucking bad. It was so fucking bad. It was so unprofessional, especially on one of their biggest pay-per-views of the year too. Like, Bash at the Beach is like their fucking SummerSlam, dude. Like,
Yep.
oh my god. And this was their world championship match. So, what ends up happening afterwards is fucking Vampiro comes out, and we're like, huh? I thought we already had that match. But no, apparently the match wasn't over, because I guess you have to come back to the arena to win.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because of course, that's obviously how a match ends, you know.
And so Vampiro gets in the ring and he starts cutting this promo about how he killed the Kiss Demon and how he killed Sting, and the crowd was chanting, "We want Sting, we want Sting." And he's like, "No, Sting is dead." So then the lights go out, and then we see these fucking druids come out with a casket on some Undertaker shit, but they're all wearing Sting masks. And so Vampiro gets out of the ring and he goes up to him and was like, "What the hell is going on?" And then he opens the casket and Sting is in there. And then like the lights go out, and then they start doing like this seizure inducing like flashing, and it shows like Sting beating up Vampiro, and then he puts Vampiro in the casket. And then they have this like just long fucking shot of Vampiro looking like he's dead in the casket, even though you could clearly see him fucking breathing. And then that was fucking it. And we were just like, what the fuck? Like,
Oh,
how...
and then the commentators are like, "Oh, well, what happened? This wasn't in our script. This wasn't in our script that we had. This wasn't in our format." Fuck you. Fuck you.
Oh god. Dude, Austin got so pissed at the commentators. For some reason, the commentators it was Tony Schiavone and Mark Madden like usual, but for some reason they had this bald guy named Scott Hudson. I don't know why, but he didn't make things any better.
No.
And they were all
He
wearing
sounds like
floral
fucking Don
shirts.
Callis.
So, before they said that, so we're sitting there and we're just like, how can this get any worse? Then Vince Russo comes back out, and we're thinking, oh dear God. So Vince Russo gets a microphone, and he starts talking about how he wants to explain what happened earlier in the night with the Hulk Hogan shit. And so he starts getting all emotional, and he's like saying like, "Oh, 3 weeks ago I left WCW and I didn't know if I was ever gonna come back. And the reason I didn't know if I was ever gonna come back is because for however many years," he said, "I've been dealing with the bullshit and the politics behind that damn curtain." And he was saying he was fed up with Hulk Hogan's fucking politics. And basically, he was like, Vince Russo did not give a shit. He was like, honestly, I got a wife. I got 3 kids. I don't need this shit. And he's like, but I came back for all the other boys in the locker room that are being put down by people like Hulk Hogan. And he's saying he was there for people like Booker T, for people like the Misfits in Action. And he was like naming all these people. And fucking, so then uh, he was like, let me explain what happened with this Hulk Hogan situation earlier. And basically he explained that he got into a fucking argument with Hulk Hogan about like the world title or whatever, because I guess he didn't want to put the world title on Hogan, but he said Hulk Hogan played his creative control card to get the title. And so it was this whole fucking blow up about the politics and the world title. And so fucking that's why he had Jeff Jarrett lay down so Hulk Hogan could fucking be satisfied. And apparently like another part of their dispute was like over money and shit. And so he was calling Hulk Hogan a piece of shit and a son of a bitch and all this other shit. And
What I call Russo on a daily basis.
and so he was saying that he was like, Hulk Hogan did walk out of here with the WCW title, and he was like, but I know you people paid good money to see a world championship match here tonight, and you guys ain't gonna get ripped off, I promise you that. And he was like, Hogan can have that WCW title, 'cause guess what? It doesn't mean shit. And he was saying that there's a new WCW championship, and that the champion is still Jeff Jarrett, and that later tonight in the main event, because the main event was supposed to be fucking Goldberg versus Kevin Nash, which we'll get to in a minute, but they changed plans because of fucking the Hulk Hogan bullshit. So Vince Russo was like, in the main event, we're gonna have a WCW world title match. Jeff Jarrett is gonna defend against a man who's been busting his ass for 14 years in WCW and never got what he deserved because of people like Hulk Hogan. And this is where all my fucking energy just left me, because Vince Russo was like, the man that Jeff Jarrett is going to be defended against is Booker T. And I was like, are you kidding me? We're going to see another Booker T versus Jeff Jarrett match. How many fucking times are we going to see this match, man? And I made the joke earlier in the show when Jeff Jarrett hit Booker T with the guitar. I was like, imagine if we seen a fucking Booker T and Jeff Jarrett match. I was just joking. I wasn't serious. I didn't want to see that.
See,
And
the funny part is, I knew that was gonna be a thing because I looked at the card, but I didn't tell Devon.
Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. So, fucking Vince Russo announces that, and he's like, so get ready for Goldberg versus Kevin Nash, and then get ready to see Booker T and Jeff Jarrett tear the damn house down. And then he fucking walked out of the ring, and then fucking the commentators didn't really know what to make of it, and then that's when they started the whole, fucking Scott Hudson was like looking in like his notes, and he was like, oh, I don't, you know, that's how you could tell it was genuine, because, and it was unscripted, because I don't see it anywhere in my notes or in the production lineup or the match card. And Austin, I shit you not, got so fucking mad, he started screaming. He was like, this whole time he was telling all the commentators to shut the fuck up because they were being annoying. And this is his breaking point. When Scott Hudson did that, Austin fucking unleashed, and he started screaming, and he was like, shut the fuck up and stop fucking exposing the fucking business, you fucking piece of shit. And he fucking started screaming, bro. I was dying. Oh my fucking god, dude. Oh, I wish we would have recorded that part. That was fucking hilarious.
because like that's Russo's thing. That's why I fucking hate Russo. He's like, oh, he likes to expose the business a lot and fucking say it's scripted. Fuck you, dude. Oh.
Yeah, and then Mark Madden said some shit. He was like, he said if Vince Russo was a woman, I'd marry him.
You can't marry nobody, dude. You look like two fucking versions of Peter Griffin combined.
Oh my fucking god. Yeah, and he was like saying what pissed Austin off. Mark Madden was like talking about himself, and he was like, man, I look good. I look real good. And Austin was like, you look like a fucking fat, gluttonous, humongous piece of fucking shit. Oh my god, dude. So that was like the whole controversy, and that's why this pay-per-view is so infamous, because of that. Because there's actual like real life fucking thing that happened that wasn't supposed to happen on the show, and so it made the show look bad, it made Vince Russo look bad, it made Hulk Hogan look bad, it made WCW look bad, and it kind of made the business look bad. And it pissed off the fans too. So great job, WCW. But yeah, so that being said, that's the last of Hulk Hogan we're ever gonna see in WCW. Cause after that, he fucking walked out and never came back.
Well,
I don't think.
you're gonna be watching other stuff with him in it,
Yeah.
obviously. But.
Yeah. But we watched the last of Hulk Hogan, I should say, right here. Cause after this, he walked out, and then we didn't see him again until he came back to WWE.
Yep.
So then we get to the match that was supposed to be the main event. Goldberg versus Kevin Nash. And excuse me, the reason that this match took place was because apparently by this point, I'm pretty sure Scott Hall had been fired from WCW. So basically, the reasoning for the match was, for some reason, Goldberg had Scott Hall's WCW contract, and basically the match was, if Kevin Nash beat Goldberg, he would get Scott Hall's contract and Scott Hall would be allowed to come back to WCW. But if Kevin Nash lost, then Goldberg got to rip up the contract, and Scott Hall, I almost said Scott Steiner, Scott Hall was never allowed to come back to WCW. So, since you're such a Goldberg fan, why don't you talk about this match?
Fuck you. It was a back and forth. To be honest, I didn't really pay much attention to it. It was a back and forth, then Scott Steiner came out. We thought he was cheering on Kevin Nash, and then he turned on Kevin Nash. And then fucking Goldberg hit a spear and a jackhammer, and it was over.
Mm-hmm. And then him and
But
Scott
yeah, that's
Steiner,
all I could really say.
him and Scott Steiner ripped up the contract in Kevin Nash's face. Basically, like, Scott Steiner put Kevin Nash in the Steiner recliner, and then Goldberg, like, put the contract in Nash's face and then ripped it up. And then, fucking, after that, they left fucking Kevin Nash laying there with the ripped up contract. And then fucking Scott Steiner and Goldberg are sitting there fucking fist bumping like they're fucking bros. And they fucking walk up the ramp together and celebrating together, and me and Austin were like, why the fuck are they doing this? Like, in a month, they literally fucking fought at Fall Brawl against each other. Like, what the fuck happened? And then, like, right before they fucking walk out into the curtain, Scott Steiner fucking flips off the crowd again. And then that was fucking it for that. And then we get to the main event of Bash at the Beach 2000.
Which we skipped.
Yep. Booker T versus Jeff Jarrett for the WCW Championship. From the little bit of it that was playing on my TV, it just seemed like the typical same Booker T and Jeff Jarrett match. Nothing special, nothing new. And Booker T won, and Booker T became WCW champion. I don't know if that was the first time, or I don't know, but fucking Booker T ended off the show becoming WCW World Champion, and that is how Bash at the Beach 2000 ended. That was fucking the final ever Bash at the Beach. What a fucking show to go out on for that, the legacy of that fucking pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was pretty much WCW Bash at the Beach 2000. Fuck this show, it was fucking terrible. I'm scared for stuff we haven't seen yet, or that we don't know about yet, because we both knew about like the controversy shit. So I'm scared that, because there's still other pay-per-views we haven't watched yet, so I'm scared that there's gonna be something even worse. Like, we're gonna find something worse. And we still got all the weekly shows to watch too.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing with WCW is every week is different from the last, and every week has the most wackiest, craziest shit going on. So we don't know what the hell we're in store for. At this point, we reviewed like 5 or 6 pay-per-views and fucking only like 3 or 4 weekly episodes. So we still got a long way to go for this WCW
Kevin,
shit.
We've been on this journey for like a year.
I know.
Oh my god.
Yep. But yeah, is there anything else you want to say about Bash at the Beach before we end this?
I just realized we've been doing this for a year.
Oh man.
Oh no.
It's gonna take us probably years to get through all of WCW at this rate.
Oh no. Oh god.
Well, I guess we'll fucking end this review here, because this is a fucking 3-hour show, plus almost an hour review. It's about to be 3 a.m. for me, so...
Oh, I wanna go to bed.
Yeah, fucking... I will say, what a fucking show this was. This is a fucking stinker. This feels like a new low for WCW, and that's saying something compared to what we watched already. Like, holy shit, this is bad. But who knows what's in store next. I don't know what WCW show we're watching next, whether it's going to be another pay-per-view, whether it's going to be another weekly show. It could be a random show of a random month. I don't fucking know at this point. Because we're not fucking tackling this in order. We're just doing it however the fuck we're doing it. So, we'll fucking see what WCW shit comes next. But for now, this has been our review of WCW Bash at the Beach 2000. And what a fucking way for Bash at the Beach to go out. Thank you guys for watching. Fuck Vince Russo. I love Vince Russo, but fuck Vince Russo. And fuck Hulk Hogan for the fucking shit. And
Fuck Mark Madden.
oh my god. And fucking fuck Booker T versus Jeff Jarrett, man. I'm so sick of seeing that match. I'm so sick of Jeff Jarrett. I'm sick of Jeff Jarrett. I'm fucking sick of Jeff Jarrett, man. Please.
I wanna fuck Stacy Keibler.
And Austin, the thing is, Jeff Jarrett is in AEW now, so you have to watch Jeff Jarrett every week.
Stop reminding me.
He just won't go away. He won't go away. Like, whether it's WCW, TNA, AEW, fucking Ric Flair's final match, fucking SummerSlam, like, Jeff Jarrett just won't go away. He's like a disease. Oh my god. But fucking
We're gonna have to make a Jeff Jarrett shirt.
I could send you that fucking Sand Jarrett that I made if you want to put that on there.
Oh god.
I want to put that in one of the thumbnails one day. I'm just waiting for the right time. But yeah, let's fucking end this. Thank you guys for watching this review of WCW Bash at the Beach 2000. We'll see you next time for more WCW and more Jeff Jarrett and more fucking bullshit. So, thanks for watching and peace.